This arrived this morning and I am so excited. Hello, I'm Susie Todd. Welcome to my channel. Firstly, I need to apologise. I have not posted any craft videos for a long time, and the reason for that I'm going to tell you now. This arrived this morning and I am so excited. Now I'm going to open it now and tell you all about it, and this is what has kept me from doing the videos for the last few months. Right, so let's have a look what's inside. These are my author's copies of the books, the 2 books I have just published on Amazon. This one, Sew Your Own Ragdoll and Her Clothes, and this one, Yes You Can Sew, Complete Beginner's Guide to Sewing Machine. I'm going to tell you all about them now. I'm so excited. Right, so here we are. Here are my books. We'll look at this one first. That's the Ragdoll one. This is the Sewing Machine one. So this one is called Yes You Can Sew, A Complete Beginner's Guide to Machine Sewing. And that's basically what it is. The blurb on the back, it says, are you thinking of buying a sewing machine? Or have you been given one? Or have had one for a while but not even taken it out of its box? The problem is you have absolutely no idea of how to use one. Does that sound familiar? If so, this book is aimed at you. You may think you can never learn to sew, that it's far too complicated. Well, yes, you can sew, and this book will show you how. Page by page, it will take you through the basics, from unboxing your machine, through the workings of a sewing machine, right on to making the 5 easy makes included in easy to follow, fully illustrated instructions. And these are just a few of the things that you can make from this book. So, as you can see, it starts off telling you what you need. It's got these cute little pictures of a sewing machine throughout, starting from a shy sewing machine still in its box, right up to your machine graduating when you've learned how to sew. So like I say, it goes through first what you need, the absolute basics of what you need to start sewing, and also what you don't need. Piles of gorgeous, pretty, lovely fabrics. Okay, you don't need this, but fabric. And it's beautifully illustrated throughout with some lovely photos and some lovely sketches. And then it takes you through, as you can see, the basic anatomy of a sewing machine. So it goes through all the bits and pieces of your sewing machine and explains how all sewing machines are basically the same. They may be threaded slightly different ways, they may have slightly different stitches, but they all work basically the same way. And here on this page we see 3 completely different sewing machines, but I explain in the book how they all work on the same basic principles. So after you've learnt about the bits and pieces and how machine works, I'll go on to show you how to practice with your machine, how to thread your machine, some lovely hints and tips throughout. These are the ones in the coloured boxes. And how to sew your first basic seams. Like again, some lovely hints and tips in the coloured boxes. And then you've got your 5 easy makes. The first one is a cushion. Can be any kind of cushion. I've used a fabric panel for this cushion, but it can be any kind of cushion. Your next one is triangular bean bags. Another useful hint, simply how to unpick some stitching if you make a mistake. You will make mistakes, so that is very important. The next one is some bunting. As you can see, step-by-step instructions throughout how to do each of these things. And there's your bunting. This one's lovely, a reversible, sorry, not a reversible, tote bag with a reversible case. Step-by-step, fully illustrated instructions, and there's your bag with its case. And the final one is a card case. Now I've made this in a different fabric, but of course you could make it in the same fabric as you've made your bag and make it a matching set. And there's your card case. And then, like I say, you've graduated, you've learned how to do these things, you can sew. But it doesn't stop there, it goes on with a few more hints and tips of the things, kind of things you can do once you can sew. You can make scrunchies, gorgeous decorations, and then we've got the troubleshooting box. What happens if your needle keeps breaking, if your thread keeps snapping, how to solve these problems. And then right at the end we've got some templates that you will need to make the makes. So that is the first book. The second book is assuming that you can already sew. This one isn't a basic one, this one is for somebody who can already sew. But it's still simple, it's not complicated, and it's sew your own ragdoll and her clothes. And the blurb, little picture of me on the back, and it says, meet best friends Dotte, Patches, Sunshine and Mare. This book shows you in easy to follow illustrated steps how to make these lovely simple ragdolls, as well as the 10 items of clothing you can see them wearing all the way through the pages. The book contains lovely full colour images and fully illustrated step-by-step instructions, as well as full-size pattern pieces to cut out and use to make these lovely dolls and their clothes, with handy tips and ideas on how to make cute faces and customise the clothing included throughout the book. This book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, you will learn how to make the dolls. Part 2, the clothes. And Part 3 contains the pattern pieces you will need to make everything. And then there's a little bit of blurb all about me. I'm not going to read that out. So again, the book, fully illustrated, full colour pictures throughout. Part 1, making your doll. So like again, it's just step-by-step instructions, how to start making the head, making the legs, useful hints, full colour pictures throughout, useful ideas on how to make the faces, how to make the hair. And then part 2, making the clothes. Now there's 10 items of clothing, so this is quite a long piece of the book. The items of clothing are 2 dresses, 2 tops, shorts, dungarees, an apron, socks, knickers and shoes. And here it tells you what you need to make each one of these items all the way through, and then one by one it goes through making each item. So that's the dress, different collars you can put on the dress, socks, ideas for customising the socks, different tops, dungarees. I'm not going through it all because it's quite a big section, this. And then part 3, is your pattern pieces, and this is full-size pattern pieces with instructions on them to cut out and use to make your doll. Some guides to making your faces. There's also a link to download these faces pre-made as well in the book. So there you go, that's book 2. Both of my new books. Now these books, they're available on Amazon. If you just put a search in for my name, Susie Todd spelt with a Z, it will come up with all my books on there, and a link to my author's page on there. They're also going to be available on eBay and Etsy. I will put a link in the comments how you can find these, but like I say, if you've got either of these marketplaces, put a search in for my name, they should come up.